Morning guys, Mac Pattern Traders. It is 9:21 on a Saturday. Update on BTC and what I'm expecting in the upcoming weeks. Absolutely no change. Unfortunately, I am still with the same theory that we're going to go overall lower before we hit all-time highs. But I'm going to give you both scenarios one more time in case, because I haven't made a video in over a month, in case you guys forgot where I'm currently sitting at with my perspective. All right, so the yearly open is currently at $42,000, right? We're assuming that within the next roughly about 2 full quarters, we should get down to the yearly open, regardless of the fact of a retest or regardless of a capitulation, wick down to $42,000 or $36,000 before the start to a new trend. So there's 2 scenarios here that I'm basically going to outline, and I'll tell you which one I'm favoring. Option number 1, July low was taken twice. You basically had the main low that took place in August, 5th of August, and then you had a retest of that particular low in September. And keep in mind what we discussed about Labor Day weekend moves. Let's go back to this particular chart. We officially had our Labor Day, well, if this thing stops being a nuisance, we officially had our Labor Day weekend close, right? It happened on September 2nd. So if you go to a smaller time frame, you could tell that we are officially starting a new particular move to the top side. Now, question number 1, is this a trap? If yes, where does it lead to? Where does it cap out? If this particular move after Labor Day weekend, which was a down thrust into a higher high, if we get above 65,000, you're assuming that we are not going to close above this particular box over here. I'll make this red so we can see it better. The box is $65,000 to $68,000. So if we get something along the lines of this and we get a rejection and then we close back below the previous wicked high, which is going to be $63,000, then we are assuming likelihood is we're going to capitulate all the way down here. I am not going to assume that this is going to put in a micro higher low. Let me just draw this out for you guys so you guys can see the whole move right here. Hold on. Boom. Right there. So I am not going to assume that we are going to get something along the lines of this and go back up. This will be your low, your higher low, and then you're going to carry on to your higher high. I'm not for that scenario. I'm not favoring it. The behavior looks a little too bearish for my liking for this to be in play. So more likely than not is it's either going to happen now or we're going to bust through. So we're going to bust through this particular bearish order block, and we're going to go straight to the top. Take July high out. Let's take, what's July high? July high is 70,144. Let's label it. Let's put it over here. July high. Let's make this red. Okay, so we're either gonna bust through right now and go take out July high. Where is bearish OB? Sorry guys, I'm running it as fast as I can. My hand feels a lot better, thank God. Let's move it over here. You know what I could do? What an idiot I am. I forgot that they allow us to write now. What the fuck? Bearish OB. Alright. Get this out of here. Okay, get this out of here. So, again, scenario number 1, we hit the bearish order block roughly by between $65,000 and $68,000, and we reject, and we come all the way back down, take the liquidity above here, come back down, and then trap longs here, and then capitulate. I'm not assuming that I can't see that this particular move over here will have enough juice to take us to higher high, okay? Option number 2 is going to be that we bust right through this, go for July high, come back, then, and only then, I'm going to assume that we're going for a higher low. And the higher low is probably going to end up being somewhere along the lines of over here. Come here, that'll be your higher low, this will be your low, and then we can target all-time high. That is when I'm going to be a little bit more on the bullish side, assuming that July high gets taken, we get above this bearish order block, turn it into a mitigation block, and then, you know, do the usual, hey, let's go back to retest it, go back up, and then wick back down, so this way we could trap and then go to the top side, right? Because you always want to trap a bearish order block that gets flipped into a bullish mitigation block. Because once you break above the bearish order block, you become, on the retest, it's officially a bullish mitigation block. And you want to consolidate, trap the consolidation, and then go to the top side, okay? Those are two scenarios that I'm looking at right now. I'm favoring, most importantly, this scenario where we're going up, reject, and come back down. This is what I'm favoring right now. And it might change in a couple of weeks, but as of right now, in the past couple of months, I'm favoring $36,000 to $44,000, okay? And don't forget, guys, one more time, I'm going to repeat it. Labor Day weekend always starts a move, right? Always starts a move. We are currently, let's get this right here. We are currently at the brink, right? Currently at the brink. So all these lines here are previous Labor Day weekends. All of them. And they started a new trend. So just be mindful of it. Back to the chart. July high, July low. The median is going to be roughly about $58,000, which looks like it's a very respected line. We always go back and retest it. Assuming we break it this time around, we're probably going to break July low as well. Oscillator wise, it's very important that I want to indicate this. Oscillator wise, I want you guys to pay attention to something that's very important. Those who actually have the indicators, the RSX, just pay attention to the RSX on the weekly right now, right? So weekly RSX offers a good indication of if we're going to get a decent move up to the top side, or if we're going to have a bearish retest, or if we're going to have a small little trend before we go further down. We don't really pivot on the weekly with a pattern that looks like this. So even though this is bullish, because you're literally staying in a flat line as BTC is consolidating, this is very bullish. This right here is very bullish. It's a temporary move. It's a temporary bullish move, and obviously it's not a low time frame, it's a weekly time frame, so you're going to get a decent sized spike. But again, keep in mind, everything is pointing down, man. Everything's still pointing down. Nothing to me seems that it's been reset. Nothing to me seems to me like it's a brand new start of a trend. And look what happened last time the trend line is the blue line, right? Let's get rid of all these particular lines over here so we don't get confused. Let's get rid of everything and just keep, I want the low band, right? No, I don't want that. Let's just keep two lines. You have the trend line, which is the blue line, and the main price line, which is the green line, which is also called low band. Okay, it's the price band. Okay, when we capped out up here and we started pivoting down, right? Capped out here, we started pivoting down. One thing happened. We found the bottom. And we went back up to retest the trend line, as the trend line, the blue line, keeps pivoting to the downside. So until this trend line, this blue line starts resetting, right? Until this thing resets. Once it pivots, once it breaks down, it takes so long to reset. It takes so long to reset. And this is your bottom again. This is your bottom, right? This is your bottom again. And this is your bottom again. This was a whole complete different crazy scenario, but you know what I'm talking about. The blue line has to freaking reset, and we're all the way up here. It's going to take a very long time. Very long time. So whatever move we get is going to be a temporary move into likely further consolidation, further bearish consolidation, or capitulation back down to the downside to fully reset this line. Now, I am expecting a retest of this to go to the top side, to kiss it, to retest it, tap it, and come back down. So that will give us probably a mini alt season, anywhere between a 50 to like a 300% move on altcoins. Take advantage of that. Keep in mind the altcoins have gotten so beat up that at this point it's like low risk, high reward, right? We're down like 95% from all-time highs, 80% from all-time highs, depending on the token. Take advantage of that, especially if we will get that bearish retest, which I personally think we are. We're looking poised for it. But again, keep in mind, until this RSX on the weekly resets, turns green, I'll go fire, I can't see this starting a brand new trend. This is bullish as well. It should give us a poke to the top side before further downside. But the ultimate thing that we need to watch here is the monthly. Okay, this is the ultimate, like, pretty much, hey, this is gonna be the fuck you move, right? I'm gonna delete everything. Just keep this in mind. When we poked up here on the PT trend and we started pivoting to the downside, we started a bear market, right? We started a bear market. We did roughly about a 77% move to the downside. Now, let us assume, oh, I need that, right? And I can use this one, perfect. Let us assume that we are somewhere here in this pattern where we got to do like a 50% dump to reset, right? Have we done a 50% dump yet? We haven't. Where's 50% bring us? Brings us down to the 30s, guys. Right? So is it going to come from here? Is it going to come from 85 or 86 or 90,000? Either way, guys, in my eyes, we're going for that bearish retest, and we're going to go for that lower low. I can't see us not pivoting the way this pivoted. The way this pivoted. Right? All these are pivots, guys. These are all pivots. And the most important thing is, though, the monthly has not even algo fired yet. This was the first monthly algo fire. We haven't algo fired yet. So I am short-term bullish, mid-term. Oh, wait, let me rephrase that. I'm sorry. I didn't mean that. I am short-term bullish to get a bearish retest, but I'm still assuming within the next 3 months we're going to get a move down to $40,000, between $36,000 and $44,000. At that point, if everything is reset, then I will assume we are officially in a multi-quarter uptrend. TMA bands, very important for you to watch this weekly, right? Weekly. Just keep in mind, these particular little red dots are the yearly opens. We always go back to retest them. The yearly open happens to be at the green buy zone of the TMA band, which always gets tapped. So ideally, this looks like a beautiful. People think this is a bullish flag, but it's not a bullish flag, man. I don't know. People are retarded, man. This is not a bull flag, but whatever. This is a beautiful descending, downtrending pattern that is putting in lower highs and lower lows, right? Lower lows, okay? Now assume that we are going to get a trap on one of the sides. Whether we poke to the top side and trap, it's going to be roughly about the tip of this particular TMA band, and then it's going to come all the way back down here. That is what I'm assuming. I'm not a bearish perma bear type of trader, but I do want to see price action trade at the bottom of the weekly green TMA zone, and then most importantly is also the 2-week, which people need to put on their charts. So I'm going to put weekly here. The weekly is going to be the red line, the 2 weeks will be the black line, okay? The weekly is holding us up, guys. The weekly is holding us up right now. 2-week band. 2-week band is pointing up, which is very good. That's a bullish sign. You see that's pointing up as opposed to being flat-headed, and it's at $43,000. I cannot see this not being tapped. I just can't. It gets too much respect. Price loves to gravitate towards it. It acts like a magnet. There's always a lot of consolidation above it. There's always a lot of consolidation below it as resistance. We always gravitate towards it, and then when we do happen to break above it after a long period of consolidation, you come down to retest that damn freaking line. So I'm not trying to be a perma bear. I'm saying it one more time. Short term to the top side. Multi-month term, I think we're going to roughly about $36,000 to $44,000, and I hope we do. We're going to have a beautiful buying opportunity for a lot of these shit coins. We can make a decent amount of money, a decent return. These altcoins have been beat up. We're looking at least anywhere between 40 to 300% moves across the whole board. Some of these altcoins are probably going to do it now in the next couple of weeks, guys. You know, look at this. Look at Mubi, for example. This shit coin over here, weekly, complete reset, very big buy signal on the RSX. This is the complete bottom pattern. If you go to the daily, it looks like an Adam and Eve, right? It looks like a boom, boom, and the top one's going to be, you could put the line over here, break above. So now all we have to do is consolidate back in this particular box, and you know where the first target's going to be? Your TMA band. Where's the TMA band? Weekly. Where's the weekly TMA band? Where is it? Where did I see? Oh, 3 days. So there we go. Here we go. 4 cents. Where's the first line of resistance on the high time frame? 7 cents. So we are assuming that we're going to come probably somewhere around this particular range, back up to retest it, anywhere between reject, come back down to retest this, sweep, retest, and boom, that'll be your final exit. If you ended up buying down here, which I did, but don't forget, guys, I'm also holding a bunch of shit coins from all the way up here, right? So I'm not a genius here either. Anyway, there's a whole laundry list of altcoins. I'm not going to get into altcoins right now because if you're in the Discord, you can see what I'm posting regarding what I'm holding. Be very cautious with BTC at the moment. It is not out of the woods yet. I do really strongly believe we're going to come down to retest the 2-week TMA band, which also happens to coincide with the weekly. See? The 2-week TMA mid is the weekly green zone of the TMA band. This is gonna definitely come, man. And I hope I'm wrong. Hope this thing just pumps up. I don't care. Hope I'm wrong. But I still think that we're gonna do something like this. Cheers, guys. Any questions, feel free to DM me. And maybe we'll do a nice little video regarding what altcoins I'm holding, what altcoins I plan to buy. But a lot of them, look at this. Look how beautiful. A lot of them look like this. It's a perfect opportunity to make at least anywhere between 50 to like 150% moves in the next couple of weeks. Just be active. Be cautious of these under overs, right? These traps. These are beautiful signs, man. Like if you've been watching crypto charts long enough, you could tell that this is a very bullish indication here. And you don't have to catch the bottom. Wait until a particular lever gets taken. Once liquidity gets taken, enter. Stop loss at the bottom of that liquidity zone. Little minimal risk like 5 or 10%. The upside is anywhere between 50 to 100% moves, right? Just take advantage of this opportunity. We're literally down 90% from the freaking highs. There's nothing that can go wrong from here. Even if you splash a couple of G's or 10,000, what's the worst that could happen? We go down another 30% before we get a 300% move to the top side, right? Not financial advice, obviously. Don't do it. I'm not trying to, put anything out there for you, but take advantage of the opportunity that we have in front of us. Guys, any questions, feel free to DM me. I'm here. Cheers.